Welcome to the Attitudeshield podcast, the true mental operating script rewriting program designed for those looking for a change from within. No more hype or sugar-coated promises. This is to-the-point guidance on how to change the way we think to grab the life we always wanted. Are you ready for the change? Now your host, David L. Parker.
Hey, welcome to the next episode of Attitudeshield. I am David L. Parker. We're getting things set up here, getting ready to roll, getting ready to go. Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, whichever it is when you come. I'm glad you're here. I'm very glad you're here. Listen, what do we talk about on my show? Really simple. We talk about the operating script of your mind. See, what you say to you is way more important than what you say to anybody else, because you're going to talk to you way more than you talk to anybody else by a long shot. If you added up all the people that you're going to talk to in your lifetime, you still wouldn't equal even a tenth of what you say to yourself. I mean, when you think something, you're talking to you. 75,000 random thoughts a day is the number they talk about. You probably won't talk to 7,500 people your entire life, but we talk a lot about positive aspiration, positive manifestation, speaking things about ourselves into existence, seeing things as they should be, as they will be, as if they are, and how to drive forward. That's really what we talk about. But today's show is going to be hard-hitting and hard-punching, because a lot of people out there are in bad situations, not just with their own things they say to themselves, not just with not learning how to speak to themselves yet, but they're being manipulated. They're being gaslighted. They're hanging out with narcissists. They're in a relationship with a ghost partner. So I want to talk about a lot of these. I want to talk about why manipulation is wrong and why your Attitudeshield is so important that you make it strong to block these manipulators. I want you to be able to recognize or understand, and when you hear certain things from people, the narcissistic jerk-offs that are out there, the verbal abusers, the manipulators. I mean, I have had them in my life. I've been in a domestically abusive relationship. You look at me going, that's a big dude to be in a domestically abusive relationship. Really? You don't think that women in this situation, I'm only talking about my situation, one situation and 7.8 billion people on the planet, you don't think that there are women out there that will hit a guy regardless of their height or size because they can hide behind the fact they know that guy won't hit back? And vice versa. So there's so many more ways to be abusive other than just physically abusive. I mean, come on, everybody. This is crazy. I want to talk to you about the first one, which is a narcissist. I can't stand narcissists. They drive me crazy. They are probably some of the worst type of people on the planet. Now, I'm not going to go into 10,000 details, but you can spot them because majority of narcissists tend to deny any flaws in themselves and blame everybody else. They blame, if they have a flaw, it's another person's fault. It's not their fault. And they never have to take ever accountability for their shortcomings, their oopses, their misfortunes, their mistakes. It's never them. It's always somebody else. It's never them. It's always somebody else. Always. And they will go at you like a sledgehammer because there is no way they're taking blame for shit. Nope. Everybody else's fault. They're narcissistic. And if you don't understand them, they will blame you. Or they'll just say, well, you're out of the family. Or I don't want to be your friend anymore. There's no way on the earth that they're going to take responsibility for an action. Now, don't listen. Some narcissistic people are the nicest people you ever meet until they get into that routine with you. And I have to watch somebody go through this all the time. I hang out with one. One works for me. They're never wrong. I mean, think about it. What kind of anxieties does a person have to be dealing with? What kind of challenges does a person have to deal with that if they work a cash register and they come up a few dollars short, they have an absolute meltdown? Because one, they never give the wrong change. They never make a mistake. Who the hell even says these words? And then they start pointing at, well, that person must have gone in my register, or that person, or maybe a customer didn't give me enough money and I didn't catch it because they didn't give me enough money. I'm using these terms so you understand, so maybe you'll grab onto a little piece of this and go, wait a minute, I got one of these in my life. Because I tell you what, if you have somebody who's narcissistic in your life, that's a cancer. And if you have somebody in your life who's narcissistic and is in your inner circle, you need to do like me and drink a cup of coffee every day without them in your life. Speaking of that, if you're enjoying the show, please buy me a cup of coffee. Just look down the link right below here and click on Buy Me a Cup of Coffee / Attitudeshield. And hey, that would be awesome. And share this on your social media. The more shares, the more things going on, the better things are going to be. Right? So, narcissistic people and these mean people, they're just, you can't fix them. Now, another way to look at a narcissist is you, me, will go from being their perfect love of their life, this amazing human being that they've been waiting for their whole life. They'll make these endearing comments, these heartfelt, this is, I love you more than air comments, and you'll go from that to you're never good enough. No matter what you do, you're just never good enough. You will give everything and they will take it. Narcissists will take from you and give you less and less every time. They expect the same, but their level of return is diminishing levels of return. It just keeps going down and down and down and down and down. These type of people will deplete you emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and if they can, financially, because that's, your money isn't your money, it's their money. They're the kind of people that have hobby rooms. And in this hobby room, nobody's allowed to go into whatsoever. And if you look at the money that they spend in these hobby rooms, now not everybody, not every hobby, there's no such thing as everybody or everything. That's crazy thinking. That's like grandiose thinking. If you start a sentence, hey, #Attitudeshield says if you say every time or everybody in your sentence, you're wrong. No such thing. No such thing. So anyway, you look at a narcissist's hobby room, these are the people that don't go out with you. The people that can't stand your family. The people that show you through their lack of action what your value is. It's a tough row to hoe. I mean, think about it. You were the perfect love of their life. You were the answer to all their dreams. You were everything they were looking for, and over these years, 2, 3, 10, whatever it's been, they lowered you down to the fact you never even see them much because they're too busy doing their own thing. And oh boy, don't you even think about pointing out that they're not doing something, because it's going to always be everybody else's fault. And I mean everybody. I don't like this person. I don't like that person. This person's this person's that. It's always going to be that from these narcissistic people, but it's also going to be that way from abusive people. #Attitudeshield says we get rid of abusive people, especially the verbal abuser. My favorites, favorite is people who are verbally abusive behind the shield of talking about someone else. They're one of my favorites. They come to you and they're basically trying to divide you into a couple of camps of thinking. One is that they know everything because they're narcissistic and they're just crazy abusive manipulators. And they're the only ones that are right and everybody else is wrong. But instead of talking to you directly and saying to you, well, I think you're wrong, what they do is they attack the people you're around. They go after the other person. So they paint this picture of how bad, this happened to me, painted a picture of how bad I am and how good they are to the people that work with me, the people that hung out with me, the people that were around my life, because they were verbally abusive. They were trying to destroy, because a lot of people, boys and girls, a lot of people, hashtag Attitude Shield, want to destroy others because they think it makes them look better. See, they really don't understand that what they're doing is making themselves look 1,000 times worse. Those of us who think, those of us who understand, those of us who take a look at things and say, no, that's not how this works, understand these verbally abusive people. You know, a verbal abuser does not tire of turning you into someone less than you are. Verbally abusive people love to minimize other people. Verbally abusive people love to try to be like, well, you know, you used to be better. Verbally abusive people, they do not stop trying to mold you into who they think you should be. They don't. They continually work at who you should be. They continually attack in some small way or large way whom you are and where you're going and what you're doing. The whole time, they're crazy. Like, listen, I've lost almost 30 pounds, and I'm keeping it off this time. But I literally know verbally abusive people who call other people fat, and they're 400 pounds. I know people who wear the tightest clothes they can wear. I'm talking them stretchy pants that they're very, very large human beings. And they squeeze into these pants they shouldn't squeeze into. I'm sure it's got to be uncomfortable. Anywho, and then point at other people and go, look how fat that person is. See, these are the kind of people you got to get out of your life. You got to get people out that, you know, they attack everybody that's just like them. Verbally abusive people will not let you or anybody else be content with whom they are. They won't do it. They have to attack. That's all they know. They have to, and their stories, if you listen to their stories, they'll embellish bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. You know, they went from, you know, the number one wrestler in their school of 12 people to the number one wrestler in their region to the number one wrestler in their state, the country, the world, the planet, the universe. Yeah, they have nothing to prove it. They just will not allow you to be content with who you are. They think they know better than you. That's one of my favorite things about verbally abusive people, is that their opinion is the only opinion that's right and everybody else is wrong. It doesn't matter how long they've been doing something. I saw that all the time in different businesses I've had. I see that today in coaching people right now, that these people know everything. Everything. And there's no way you can be right. And I'm literally like, why are you working with me one-on-one when this is how you think? When actually you're using our time on the phone or using our time in a video conference to attack other people. They don't stay students of mine long. Verbally abusive people will seek to destroy your sense of self-worth because they don't agree with you. They just don't agree with you because, remember, they know everything and you don't know nothing. You gotta be careful. These all sound the same, verbally abusive and narcissistic, and yeah, they are. Because there are people that are just screwed up out there, boys and girls. And we have to protect ourselves from them because they're not going to protect us from them. That they want us to be their victims. Right? Why is it? Why is it that people do this? Now, I think I have a note here, which is one of the best ones I've ever read/written. That these people that act this way in our lives is because they hate their own lack of, you fill in the blank. If they bash people that are big, and they're big, is because they hate their own lack of ability to get their weight under control. If they bash people about the way they walk, they probably hate the way they walk. Most of us, most people, most human beings will attack. They'll attack what they dislike about themselves that they see in other people. But what they hate is their lack of self-control. So these people work to control you. They despise your strength. They despise what you have. They despise your success. They must tear it down. They must make it less. They must attack and smash. They have to. Now, what they hold in the utmost contempt is your refusal to be controlled. When you tell them, when you give them the finger, I'm not going to be controlled by you. And they hate the fact that you won't accept that it's your fault that they're this way. Now, women do it to men do it to women do it to men, women do it to women, cats do it to dogs do it to chickens. It doesn't matter. A lot of people do this. It's called manipulation. It's called, and your mind's gonna get twisted. If you don't have an attitude shield that is strong, your mind's gonna get twisted. See, when you confront a person with what they did wrong and they don't want to take responsibility for their own actions, they will manipulate you by putting the focus back on you. Here's one of my favorite ones I've heard so far. A lady sent a gentleman a picture. I guess it's a Snapchat or whatever, those fast ones, right? Click done. In a beautiful sun dress. A dress. Now, we're not talking nudes. We're not talking anything that, in my opinion, should be hidden from the world. She looked beautiful. And the guy, when he got the picture, who is very fond of this woman, he kept it. He kept a picture of it because she looked so beautiful in this sundress. It's not showing anything. You know what I mean? It's not one of these things where you can go, well, that's screwed up. Well, this person was so pissed off, they sort of ended the relationship over a sundress picture because she wants control. 100% control. No flexibility. No way am I going to let you have control. No, sir. You're not having control of this. Nope. She wants control. And because she wants control, she's going to destroy the relationship. And then while they're doing that, she blamed him. Well, if you wouldn't have done this to me. Listen, the second you hear those words, if you wouldn't have done this to me, you need to bring your attitude shield up. Bring it up. And be prepared to defend yourself. Because the odds are you did a little thing or nothing. Little to nothing. They just don't like it. They don't like the little to nothing, or they don't like the big thing, or there's something about it they don't like. And because they don't like it, they're going to attack. Attack. They're going to, these are manipulators, narcissistic, people that are verbally abusive, people that gaslight, people that cause massive problems in relationships. You know what's funny? How do I know these things? Well, because I've been married to one or two. Because I've been in relationships with one or two. Because I've been business partners with one or two. Because I've been coaching partners with one or two. Because I've coached on football teams with one or two. Because I've advised people in their business once or twice. Because people don't have attitude shield. Because people don't work hard on what they say to themselves to make themselves feel loved, to make themselves feel they can move forward, to make themselves stay positive. So where do they get it from? They get it from us. They're the vampires of your energy. Right now you're saying, what the frickety frack are you talking about? Well, it's true. They're vampires of your energy. They are going to do everything they can to suck it out of you because it turns them on. These people don't do this because it doesn't make them feel good. You got to understand that, attitude shielders. People do this because it makes them feel good. People do this because it makes them feel superior. People do this to you because it makes them feel fantastico. People do this to you because they love it. They're addicted to it. They think it makes them something. And let me tell you what. When they find out you're going to challenge them on this, they will freak out. Oh my God, there is no way in the world are they going to take any blame. It doesn't matter. You could show them 19,000 things in a row that they did that's abusive, narcissistic, manipulative, gaslighting, you name it, doesn't matter. You could see it, show it, smell it, take pictures of it, videotape them. They'll still deny it. Because they're the biggest self-liars that are out there. They can look in the mirror and see blonde hair and lie to themselves that they have black hair and believe it. They can lie to themselves like you've never seen. So if they can lie to them, which I've told you 1,000 times, you really can't lie to yourself. If they can lie to them, do you think it's hard to lie to you? We'll continue on in the next episode. See you soon.
You've been listening to Attitudeshield, your double dose of espresso for your attitude. Check us out on Facebook and on the web at www.attitudeshield.com. Again, thanks for spending this time with us. Between now and when we talk again, keep those shields up, eyes on the target, and always be moving towards your dreams.